Hello, my name is Don Greaves. Over the years, Andrew and I have noticed something interesting in our experience with engineering, procurement, and construction companies. Most of their employees are strictly focused on the technical and execution aspects of their job. What is missing for us is the employees having a sufficient level of business smarts that provide positive long-term results, key business results for the company. We have designed this training program to fill this gap and make your business more successful. While we have targeted EPC businesses as our audience, we can see the advantage of oil and gas company employees taking our business course as well. Our intention is that your employees have a good grasp of how your company makes money, doesn't lose money, and is aware of the various risks, some quite important, that they can inadvertently create. Each module in our series uses specific business concepts and what we feel is most important, real-life examples from our own experience. From our extensive training, we know that while people may forget some of the concepts, they invariably remember interesting, impactful personal examples, the human stories. Andrew and I have many decades of experience in the EPC industry from both the contractor and client positions. Project Paradigm Solutions brings new thinking, business thinking to the industry. We bring our passion about the business side of our industry to all the work and training we do. While we have 12 business-specific modules, we work with your manager to make sure that the ones we present are the most appropriate for your company. The actual preparation time this will take with your manager is about 4 hours. We believe a one-day session with specific content is appropriate for most organizations. The size of the audience can vary from 10 to over 100. 2 modules, the business of EPC and pulling it all together, are most essential, as the first one sets the stage for everything we present, and the second summarizes what they heard for better retention. The 12 modules cover all business aspects of your company's commercial activities. Doing all of them would probably take more than a day. Each module covers a specific area of the EPC business that your employees and/or partners should be aware of. We believe some of the content we present is in line with our company's mission of introducing new paradigms to the EPC business. Our presentation is intended to have people dwell in the subject matter and think it through for themselves, asking questions, and with our examples, take the information into their business lives. Because this material will be presented to both junior and senior members of your company, some of it may not be new to your senior members, but we believe it will provide good initiative for all your employees to enter discussions around the subject matter. This is a list of 5 of our 12 modules. At the end of each session, we review what we've covered in our training. We know that reviewing what we have covered previously ensures a more thorough understanding of the material presented. Personally, Andrew and I have our favorite modules. My favorite is Module 3, Legal Issues Impacting Your Business. Having spent decades working with and negotiating contracts, this one is close to my heart. In the legal module, I bring real-life examples to specific legal, regulatory, and ethical issues that reinforce the importance of this area in your business.
This is Andrew. My favorite is Module 8, Planning and Scheduling Risks. My experience includes project controls and quality management. With my exceptionally deep knowledge of planning and scheduling, I'm very well equipped to inform your participants about the many business risks in this area of your work. So, now we're changing gears, and we'll look at a few extracts from the 12 training modules, which will give you a sense of how our program works.
One of the key issues that we believe every EPC employee needs to be aware of is the concept of duty of care. For while your employees will not be writing contracts or negotiating project awards, it is important that they understand all the implications of the duty of care requirements and remedies for a project. This will impact not only their own work, but also in discussions with their coworkers and possibly your client. Early in my career, I was involved in repairing damage from a fire at a major oil and gas facility in northern Alberta. It was my first involvement with the amazing efforts required to get a facility back up and running and making money for our client. But in some more important ways, I became aware of how small, insignificant mistakes can lead to terrible problems when dealing with dangerous, hot, and explosive substances. I never looked at a piping material line designation table the same again. As a project manager, I would personally question my piping and process engineers around their metallurgy choices. All of your employees need to be aware of what being an independent contractor implies and requires. Each one, from juniors to seniors, needs to understand your legal requirements around client directions. This is most important for your junior people, so at a minimum they document every command given by the client to ensure that your senior people understand and approve.
When all is said and done, your company is responsible. Even when your client gives you specific instructions that you may not agree with, you will probably be held responsible for any repercussions. This example shows you that sometimes you have to push back. Engineering companies have legal and regulatory responsibilities that your company, from your juniors up to your executives, need to understand. The intention here is to provide a common understanding.
This is one of my favorite discussions in the sales module. Does each of your employees understand how your company is different from your competitors? Do they understand it is your differentiators that allow you to get work rather than your competitors? This is one of our key slides in the sales module, as it provokes some interesting discussions around who your company is for your employees. You may be surprised in what they think versus what your management thinks. One of the key themes that run through all our modules is document everything agreed to. As well, don't assume that all the interested parties will read that obscure conference note or memo. People lose sight of the fact that sometimes agreements need to be reviewed by more senior people to ensure your business is protected. This is doubly important when dealing with directions given to your personnel, maybe more junior personnel, by the client. One thing we stress is that the person receiving direction is responsible to ensure that information gets to the right person. All important emails should have the critical information on the subject line of the email, not buried in the content. For example, a subject line such as important change to E101 Foundation. Few company employees outside of the accounting group or project management ever seem to focus on the risks involved in business controls. As a project manager, I seem to spend half my time dealing with these issues both internally with my company and with the client. The term that I used as an EPC project manager was leakage. The amount of what we consider legitimate costs that for whatever reason were not paid for by our client. Andrew and I believe it is key to a successful business that all of your employees understand business controls and what they can do to have your company be paid by your clients.